What's up, everybody? Hey, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing all right. Just jumping on here to do some chatting, see what's going on those Facebook or YouTube recommendations. It says go live, go live. You'll draw in more viewers, you'll get in more interest. Go live, go live. So, anyway, uh, hey, so far the week is off to a good start. So, what I'm trying to do is get things rolling for this weekend. And I got to show you a couple of cool things. Two of those baits, three of them I salvaged of that big wad of baits that I had. And let me see what else. How many were there? Five? Then two of them were just for the junk pile. There was nothing I could do to fix them. So the main thing is I got to try to figure out what I'm going to do with those other two. I painted them white, so I don't think I'm going to send Blake those because it does cost some money, and if they don't, if they're float, I tried to fix them. But this one, I had no clue what it was. I patched it up. Check that out. I put a little red on the bill, a little bit of gray on the bottom. It's uneven, but I'll fix that. And it's a cotton cordell pencil popper. So I don't know anything about them. So when I was fishing last weekend or this past weekend where I got blanked, I went to stop by. There's a awesome tackle shop right there by the river, excuse me, up by Lake Texoma. And if you know anything about Retro Bassin, he did a video there. But I went in there and they had a ton of these. Yeah, they're anywhere from 10 to 15 bucks. So they had a whole bunch of lures in there. I thought about sneaking the camera in and doing a video, but the interesting thing is now it's a Casey's gas station, and it's got ski and tackle shop. But Casey's convenience store is big all up in Iowa, into Missouri. I think they got a couple in Oklahoma. But I was just stunned to see that they have a Casey's here in Amarillo or in North Texas area, up there by Denison. Anyway, so here we go, the pencil popper. All right. The other thing I was there, I had to pick up a bomber. So this one is an all-water 3.5 Badonkadonk. So, and I usually have, oh, what am I? I'm losing my mind here. Just regular crankbaits from Bomber. So I've never tried one of these before. So Badonkadonk, we'll give that a shot and see what's going on with that. And moving right along, I got a couple of my Stinger hook setups in. And hang on, guys, I gotta turn this down. There's some jams on, and probably it's on another YouTube channel, and YouTube will probably say, hey, that's, monetization. So I got this little Stinger rig, two hooks, you bury it in there, and it's got like a little nose clamp, screw tail, or a little screw that you put in there. And this is one of these Beast Coast little minnows I got. So I'm going to test it on this. This is all just to test it out. See how the Stinger setup works. And the other one is, this is one of these gigantic swim baits that I got from Beast Coast, or the Smallmouth Crush. And in that giveaway he had. So it's got these two little spikes that go in there, and then you can bury the treble. And it's got the same thing. This weight slides in on the front. And this is a big swim bait because I couldn't put just like a normal jig head. I mean, I guess I could have up here, but it would only come out here, and there's no telling what. So I've never tried one of these, never swimmed them. So this weekend, we're going to bomb these around. Now in Iowa, these will be great to catch, try to catch big pike on. So I'm hoping here in Texas, big bass. So the screw just screws right in there. You slide the weight on, and this whole rig lines up on the bottom. So, ooh, sticky hook. So I was excited to get that. Real happy to get that. And so, anyway, that's it. Uh, those two lures, the other two that I painted, they're just kind of drying and wait until I can do something with them. What am I sweating for again? It's like a sauna in here. Oh, we're up to 80 degrees today. So it wasn't just long ago. We were, what, in the super cool teens? And now we're up in the 80s. So a big change. Got my Celtics shirt on here because they're playing tonight against Indiana. Okay, so I just want to do a quick lure chat, lure talk. Got this Bedonkinite. This thing was actually expensive. They jacked the price up in that little store too much, I think. But I didn't mind getting it. Okay, a couple other things. Some of these I mentioned before, but I'm going to talk about them again. Andrew Hayes helped design this micro buzz. I just got a grub on there. It's a mini buzz bait just under the surface. So that's great topwater stuff. Then we had a whole bunch of these little jigs I got in that giveaway from Smallmouth Crush. I love that skirt. These are smaller size jigs. There is one bigger one. This guy right here. And this one. This one he used, it was banged up. You can see it's chipping. So I may put some paint on there. And then I put a hardener so that it protects it. But if not, oh well. See, he quit using these when he designed the OW Sniper with Beast Coast. And here's another one. Here's another one that's chipped up a little. See, I think the weed guard's a little too thick on there. I'd have to trim it down. Hadn't done that yet. Anyway, so I don't mind testing out some of these other jigs, but it's just I hadn't had much luck on the OW Sniper yet. All right. Anyway, I want to get to the spinner baits. I already talked to you guys about some of these, but I finally have a little deal from Plano that I'll be able to store these in. Check out that trailer I got on there. Matches perfectly. I'm going to show you a couple of these old school spinners that I got, but before that, take a look at the length of this skirt. I mean, that is huge. What does this say on here? Cascade. But anyway, this is one of these little Cajun trailers. That's an Art Defoe kind of one that he uses. And I said, you know what? That may not be bad to pick that up. All right, here's another one. These are great. Oh, what are these things called? Where's my... Oh, my phone. You're on my phone. Thunderhead, Thunder or something. Anyway, I love these. Look at that design on there. Same thing, got the little trailer. A lot of times I don't like the trailers to go very much past the hook. But in this case, it'll be okay on this because they're going to be chasing those blades. Here we go. This is one of these Zebco old school spinnerbait. I love these with the closed eye. Look at this white blade. Put the little Cajun trailer on there. This is what they call the old living skirt material. Excellent design on that for the head. It's about 1/4 ounce. Here's one of the ones I did, and I got that when I was putting the skirt on. I got a bunch of the ink on my fingers. I put this on a different kind of a head, and this This purple looks good. If I ever get back out to Bacon's, I got to get some more of these. Or maybe I should check eBay for some. But I like to spend the money at Bacon's. Now, here's another. Let me not get these OGs mixed up with the other ones. Here's another Zebco. Look at that yellow or chartreuse. Here's that living skirt. Awesome trailer. And you know what? I don't mind these single blades on there. I really don't. I've caught tons of big pike and bass on a single. So some people get really worked up about needing a double. Some want double willows. Some want a Colorado and a willow. Look at this one's got just a real light skirt, not much on it. Black and blue. Those are my colors. I'm not big on the yellows and whites, but I think bass see yellow similar to white. Now check out this wicked rig. Look at that, a double nickel or double Colorado up there. I call this the double nickels. Same thing, living skirt right there. Yeah, they look rough, but you know what? I like using some of the old stuff. Here's a new one. I had to put some rubber bands on here because I hate that open look there. This one's nice. Look at this double willow. This one came in my little Monster Bass box, I believe. Oops, I need to get that in front of the camera, huh? Check that out. So, you know, I really enjoy spinners. That's what I'd catch on my big pike on when I was like, look at these. This is just great. Here's my favorite color. This is from Northland Tackle. This is a single Colorado blade, but look at that black, red beady eyes. Let's see if you can see them. Got a little black and chartreuse Mr. Twister trailer on there. It looks great. And look at that, another closed eye. Anyway, so I got a bunch of these. Here's another black one. Look at that, just that red eye. Look at the big willow and a Colorado. Can't go wrong with spinners. Chartreuse in yellow. It's got a little chartreuse bead in there. This one's kind of torpedo-y looking. That's pretty cool. White is always good too. So, oh, here's another living old school Zebco. Now this one's got two Colorados. This one's pretty cool right here. Yep, lots of black and white are my colors. I really like those. Another closed hook or closed eye. See, here's one that's open here, but I put a little rubber band. Check out, this thing is just sick. And they should be working now this time of year because the fish are kind of lethargic. Here's when I put a little wire on there around it. Big blades. So we're in that time of year where, you know, if things aren't biting, like last weekend, I couldn't believe it. I wasn't getting anything on gosh, I'm losing my mind tonight. On the blade baits, the lipless, just nothing was biting. Check out these blades. This thing is wicked right here. This is another one that came in the Monster Bass, and I can't remember what these are. Thunderstruck or whatever. It's got that cool head pattern on there with like looks like lightning on it. This one, I need to test this one out. Just a piece of plastic. And we got one more. So I've got this little Plano spinnerbait holder that should be here tomorrow. And we'll give it a shot. I'm going to keep this one up at the top. Sadly, as much as these look pretty cool, if I lose them, oh well. I don't mind too much. You can get so many of them. Even these old school Zebcos, they're online. I'm going to keep these black ones up on the top. That's my favorite color to throw in a spinner. Year round. That's one thing, as a spinner, you can use it year round. So a lot of people are kind of worried about, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Well, here in my state, you can use a lot of this stuff year round. Although water temperatures, mid to low 40s, but now there'll be a trend where they start coming up a little bit because we'll get warm days and then we'll be cold. It'll seesaw, but they're going to start coming up. We're getting more and more daylight now. That one looks pretty cool. Hang on, guys. I got something in my eyes. I hadn't even started making any lures. I shouldn't have any marabou in my eyes. All right, let's get these back in here, and then we'll tie a few. This one right here, that's a pretty cool color. Can't forget about the OGs. Oh. Yeah, you know how it is, working all day long, you start getting tired. Plus, I get up at the crack of dawn every day. So my body's already telling me it's time to go to bed. All right, guys, so what are your picks in the Super Bowl? You guys got any? Anything? So, I got to go with Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's my team right there. So, got to go with them. All right, let's get these OGs in here. Look at that. That is just so cool looking. We're going to lay these right here. Easy to get to. Oh. Yeah, I'm hoping that the Chiefs win that. You know, Patrick Mahomes, he's a Red Raider. Although, I got an interesting story that, without giving specific locations, Brock Purdy, his fiance, is from a small town kind of in that part of the state where I fish in Iowa. And so he spent some time there this summer. In the off season, spent some time hanging out with her, and you know, she I mean, they're a happy couple. So, and he went to Iowa State. I think she was a big, you know, high school, maybe a college athlete. All right, let's get this show on the road here. Top of Texas. Yo, what's up? Let me see that. Top of Texas. Chiefs. You're going for the Chiefs? Yep. Well, being a true Cowboys fan, you'd never go for San Francisco. But also being a true NFC fan, I always root for the NFC in the Super Bowl. But since Patrick's in there, can't go, you know, can't go for San Francisco. Can you guys see this? All right, I got all these spotlights in here. Technically, these aren't even any of these content creator spotlights. These are like desk LED reading lamps for if I'm grading or working on stuff. I've written a couple of books. So these come in handy. I hadn't tied any of those little itty bitty jigs. I may have to do a couple of those. All right, so let's get her rolling. What are we doing today? More feathers. This one's a little too much. This one looks good right here. Anyway, so I hope you guys have a great week this week. I need to have a great week this week. We're gonna do some silver flash on this one. Yep, I've got my truck. It's been having some issues with the air conditioning. You think air conditioning? Well, just the whole system has been acting funny. So they put in a new compressor and a kit. Well, that one didn't work. So I took it back there. They put in a new compressor. Same brand as the other one. Guess what? It doesn't work. And then my engine whines like crazy. As soon as you accelerate, it goes, wee. So I took it in there, and the guys thought I was nuts until he felt that there was, because, yesterday we were up at like 75. And I said, I'm serious, man. There's no cool air coming out of here. And sure enough, he's like, I'll be darned. He said, I'm baffled. I don't get it. And I said, me too, because you're the expert. So we're going to do yellow on these guys. I've done a ton of orange, so we're going to do a bunch of yellow and then some blues and maybe some greens. Anyway, so it's in the shop. They're working on it, seeing if they can figure out what the problem is. I said, well, can't you go with original GM parts? And they're like, well, it's kind of expensive. And I was like, man, well, that's what you need to be putting in there. So, and he said, well, there's another company that makes a good kit. We're going to try that one. I'm like, okay. All right, what do we got going on here? Just a couple feathers up here. All right, that's gonna work. I'll have to trim a little bit, but. All right, guys. Hey, if you hadn't started doing this yet, go to eBay, Amazon, pick up one. I mean, this vise was a decent vise. I can't even tell you the brand of it, but. And the vise, you don't have to use it just for lure tying. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. If you're doing crafts or you need to use it to clamp something in. But I still don't know what I'm doing really with doing these lures. I'm sure people that are pros at this are like, what is this dude doing? Anyway. So, you'll enjoy doing this. Look at that. I'm going to leave this one little bit of flare a little bit longer. Man, that's just epic. We're whittling the pile down, guys. I need to do just a live where I just knock them all out, get them all done. But tonight we're not gonna be on here for too long. Okay, guys. The other thing is, I jumped into Fantasy Major League Fishing. the BASS website. Now imagine that. I already talked about that, but I'm kind of geeked up about it. Where they're here in Texas at Toledo Bend. How is it that I got glue on my fingers? I hadn't even touched glue. Anyway, so I'm excited about the guys I picked. I know I've got Seth Fighter in there, Zaldane. Was it Chad Pipkins? I think I got Cooper Gallant. So I got some pretty decent sticks in there. Now the question is, are they going to participate in all of them? Because you never know. Something comes up and they're like, hey, I need to take a break this week. The other thing is they had one of my students, her brother got to go down to the Bass University seminar down in Athens, Texas, where they have all that Lunker, Texas Parks and Wildlife deal down there. So, dang it, guys, dang it. I messed this one up, come on. Oh, well. And they were doing some seminars, and one of the kids got Ben Milliken's autograph, I think. And he was passing out his swim mates that he endorses for 6 cents. And I guess a lot of people have been posting that they've been having trouble with that bait. It wobbles and it's not swimming really, really straight. I don't know. I've never used it, so I'm not going to comment on it. But a lot of people aren't very happy with that. All right, we got to put another little... We're going to fix this way. I'm going to put you right here. Yes. That one came out awesome. And I think Ben is, he's fishing in the elites this year. So good luck to him. A lot of people think he's a controversial guy, but I don't know. I'm not in any position to judge him. I guess people get aggravated with how his mannerisms with his YouTube stuff, and he's kind of rubs people the wrong way. See, that's the thing is, you just never know with people. You don't know the person, but yet everybody judges them. People are like, well, I know, trust me. All right, here we go. See, I got to trim it just a little bit. Look at this little guy. Absolutely lethal. Anyway, so what's going on in you guys' neighborhood, huh? Anything exciting? Any big fish being caught? I was watching some videos, guys, of people catching striper up there where I like to fish. And so the one I caught, and I mean, we already knew that it's just now starting to get big, But there's some beasts these people are pulling in. People are using all kinds of crazy rigs out there. And interesting enough, I was watching some videos from May, and everybody was just carpet bombing top water to get those fish. So there I learned something there about striper. They're big with the topwater bite. And the thing is, it's up north. It's just so beautiful. But I know those guys get cabin fever and they're just itching to get out. Some of them come down here just to fish, to tune up a little bit. I mean, why not? So they're going to be at Toledo Bend. What people don't realize is that there's some 40, maybe even 50 lakes that they could put those fishing tournaments on. Now, there's one here. I'm near quite a few lakes, but there's one really close, Lake Lavon, and they've got a weekly fishing deal. And I can't remember what it's called, but you can win like $500 a week fishing out there. So a lot of the local high schoolers will jump in there to get tuned up, and all of our fishing teams here. I mean, there's a couple hundred out. What is it, like over 300 in the state of Texas? Ooh, they're out there right now, getting ready to start competing, because here we're pretty much in February. March is just right there. Now we have had some really crazy storms or weather patterns coming through even in late March here in the Dallas area. I'm always talking about how in Amarillo that one year we had snow on like May 4th or 5th, May 2nd maybe. April, we've had quite a few. And of course, March. Yeah, we had a real doozy one in March where we missed 3 days of school. And it chewed up our little snow days, free days that they give us if we don't use the snow days, and you get them like days off. Well, we used those when that storm hit. It was pretty bad, so we had 3 days out of school in March for big snowstorm in Amarillo. That was hilarious. And so we had to make it up in April. But today being 80 degrees, and then we're going to jump around again this weekend. It's supposed to be in the high 60s. Sorry guys, I was trimming this one. That's good right there. What does bull market say? Rolling it up to Wyckoff to see what's biting. Yeah, get up there and let me know what's biting. Hey, just watch out if you see a white Ford LTD zipping through there on the back roads. So there's been some complaints up that way of a guy driving like crazy down those back roads, peeling out. He famously once said, "It's a bad day to have a pig die on you." Anyway. Yeah, so we're going to get a nice stretch of warm weather, and then hopefully the fishing will be good. I don't have a lot going on this weekend. I just hope I get the truck back from them putting the new compressor in there. I'm going to try to go up to a little town where the one-time home of Bomber Bates was, Gainesville, Texas. I hadn't fished there. Oh, man, I can't even tell you how long it's been. About a year. So I'm going to try to get up there and see what's cooking. You know, oddly enough, what works there is the 3-inch gulp twitch tail. That thing works out pretty good. All right, let's get this rolling here. Man, I've been trying to use that twitch tail on in some of my other spots, and nobody will hit it. Sorry guys, I'm having to hand crank this for a little bit. There we go. I'll have to trim that one down some. All right. Yep, there in Gainesville, just north of there is where they got that casino, WinStar, up in Oklahoma. But the old bomber factory, Bomber Bates, is still there in Gainesville. The building is anyway, but there was like a museum, it closed down. The thing is, I'm so dumb. I could have been there when I was living there for a couple years. Every weekend, I could have been checking garage sales, estate sales for some of these old school lures that people are paying crazy money for. Some of these balsa baits and these old school wiggle warts, people are just paying some serious money for those plugs. Oh, I messed this one up a little. He's going to be a flare collar. Come on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, none of these are going to have a lot of hackle on them. These are just regular feathers from my friend that gave them to me. There we go. That one's not too bad. Nope, no Cousin Eddie specials this time. I think I've made, like 3 or 4, and so I'm saving them. So I don't know. I got a friend of mine that keeps telling me to fish one at least. So maybe this spring, when I go up to Oklahoma to do some serious crappie fishing, I'll throw one in there. All right, let's get this guy glued up here. This is the stuff I'm using, guys. This Zap-A-Gap. You can get it at Cabela's. Doesn't cost anything, really. All right, so this one's too long, so I got to trim it down. So I'm trimming it over the trash can over here so I catch all these clippings. Man, this one didn't come out too bad. The yellow's kind of hidden in there, but it'll work. Where are we going to put you? Oh, over there. All right, so we'll tie a few more, and then we'll chat about some other stuff. Yeah, so Super Bowl picks, Chiefs. But I think I was mentioning this before. There's a couple of Red Raiders on San Francisco. Anthony Lynn was a big time running back for Texas Tech, and then Chris Kocurek was just a filthy beast of a defensive lineman at Tech, and he's been working with the defensive line there in San Francisco. But you know how Patrick Mahomes is. He's got that magic. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Let me trim this one. Anyway, so I'm going to be testing those lures. I just put those rigs on, and then there's a guy here that asked me to go wild hog hunting with him, which, I mean, it's a ton of fun. They're just thick as fleas here. But I'm going to be doing some fishing, so they blast an occasional coyote when they're out there. And every once in a while they'll see like a bobcat. Come on, you get over here. There we go. Yeah, I had my couple of cousins and an uncle of mine did some coyote hunting in Colorado. I think they did pretty well. All right, we're going to do a little yellow here. Get this on there. And we're close to wrapping it up. I'll have to check the Celtics score here in a few minutes. They had a pretty good lead heading into the second quarter, so they're getting ready for halftime. Rats. I messed this guy up. There we go. That one didn't turn out too bad. Let's get him on the rack. Let's rack him. He's done. Man, we're making some progress here. Just a little bit of zap on there. This is what I'm trimming my bucktails from. Just a little bit. You don't need a lot. And like I was saying, you kind of want it, you don't want it too far past that hook. The hook's right here. Because if they come in and hit, you don't want them to come up a little bit short. And really, it's personal preference. If you want it really short, if you want a little bit longer. So I always go with them just a little bit shorter. And, you know, it works out just fine. I don't have a lot of issues with it. All right, guys. Hey, we did pretty well tonight. Where did my lures go? there. All right, so just a quick recap. Gonna test a couple of swim baits, get them ready for the summer, spring, and then here pretty soon, trout. They're gonna stock some trout in the area, so I'm gonna go check those out. I don't know if I'll make a video because man, it can be just a crowd fest. Actually, one of the ponds is not far from here. One of the lakes are gonna stack. Check this out, guys. See, this one I need to trim up a little. This is the one I got in the giveaway. I'll probably take about that much off. And a lot of people, you're crazy. You need to leave those weed guards thick. I don't need them thick. I like them kind of short and compact. There we go. It's not a bad little jig, this hair right here. This little synthetic fur is pretty good. All right. I was going to pull the trigger on another set of spinner baits. It was on eBay. They were some more Zebcos. They were at a really good price. And I was thinking, man, I can go ahead and grab them. Let's get this light out of here. There we go. I was thinking I can go ahead and grab them for the great price. We're talking like barely over $2 per lure. So I'm going to think about that. But I got some other stuff I got to get some buy and take care of. I'm also going to, I got to get some stuff. I'm not an expert lure painter, and I never will be, but I'm going to try to paint those two that I salvaged. I got the white base paint on them. Second coat today, so they're drying. And then I'm just going to come up with my own color pattern. I don't think I'm going to use nail polish. I think I'm going to use acrylic paint and just do it by hand with a paintbrush. Super slow, because I'm not going to invest in a spray gun. Now, when I retire, probably, but I just don't see spending the money now. So I'll get that rolling. And I'm not going to, I mean, this one's a little faded, but it's fine. Oh, pencil popper. Man, this thing weighs quite a bit. Hey, Google some pencil popper fishing for striper, and you'll see that this is like one of the baits for it. Anyway, so, you know, that's going to try to paint a couple. I got some blanks coming from Barlow's. It's just right down the road from me. And I think I've got a couple of deep diver, regular, and then some other kind of crank, just a deep diving 3-inch crankbait, then a 3-inch medium diving. And they're just kind of that clear plastic. So I'm going to try to paint those and come up with a cool pattern. I think I'm going to do like purple on the top or black on the top and white on the bottom, a little bit of red up under the throat. So I like those natural colors, but you know, as bass see different shades, you know, like if you had a bright orange and man, you could even have like a fluorescent yellow. I don't think it makes much of a difference to them. Green pumpkin's natural, so that's why everybody picks that. Black, brown's natural. Anyway, your shad colors. I don't think I'm going to do them shad. I want to try something a little bit different because everybody does a shad pattern. Yes, and I know that the fish are always eating shad and that and they go for colors like that, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. All right, so that's what's up for this weekend. Let me know what you guys are going to do. I don't know if I'm going to do any live stuff. I was thinking about Friday night doing some evening into dark fishing. So I've never tried that before. And apparently the striper bite pretty well. And of course bass do if we have great weather. So I'm going to check that out and maybe give it a try. The only thing is driving back If you know anything about driving in the Dallas Metroplex, the traffic is just horrendous. And on a Friday night, people out, woohoo, partying it up. So I got to watch out for some of that. Anyway, all right, guys. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, for just chatting. The thing is, I'm trying to follow the recommendations that YouTube puts out there with their go live. Keep going live, go live more often. So, I don't know. I've known some guys that have done a bunch of live stuff, and after about a year and a half of doing it, they're like, nah, it didn't help any. It didn't bring any more viewers, but I'm going to do it for a while. For one thing, I have fun doing it. Just sitting here and chatting. It's not it's not boring at all. So now for you guys, it may be just to sit and listen to somebody talk, but guys up north that are frozen in, they're so desperate for content, they may actually listen to some good old-fashioned tackle talk and just about whatever. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Hey, until next time, I'll see you then. And I noticed I've already got some messages from some of my buddies. Hey, you didn't do the intro. And they're wanting me to get people to do the intro and put it on there, though. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another fishing adventure, or welcome back, fishing friends, to the worldwide headquarters. Anyway, so we'll see about that. If I get some guest people to do a shot. I know my cousin's done. I had a video, and it was in October. He had like 4 or 5 takes. He did a great job, and then we finally put one in there. He'd go, welcome back. And then he didn't like that one. He's like, no, let me try again. Welcome back. Good stuff. All right, guys. Hey, get out there, get your lures wet, have fun, and stay out of trouble. All right? Till next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.